Welcome to Insights into Northeast Michigan, a WBKB News public affairs program. Insights deals with the issues affecting those within the community, as well as Northeast Michigan and the state. And now, Insights into Northeast Michigan.
Welcome to Insights. I'm Sherry Stewart. Today, we're taking you on a tour of a world-class air maintenance and training facility right here in Oscoda. Kalitta Air provides an opportunity for you to get a world-class education, and they'll also pay you to attend classes. We'll tell you all about it on today's episode. Well, I am happy to spend some time today with Angel Melendez. You are, Angel, the maintenance training manager here at Kalitta Air and also the program administrator of this apprenticeship program. So welcome and thank you for spending time with me today.
Thank you.
And we've got a lot to talk about. This is a world-class training facility, a world-class career opportunity. So let's just start there. Give me some background on the training program here at Kalitta Air.
This is an awesome opportunity. All right, so the apprenticeship program is a registered program through the U.S. Department of Labor. We train individuals that don't have any experience in aviation to become licensed aircraft mechanics. It's a 30-month program, 5,000 hours, and we train the individuals to become aircraft mechanics, and they don't have to pay a dime. We pay them to become mechanics. We pay for them to learn. It's a learn while you earn program.
So tell me how it works here. And it's just such a jewel of an opportunity right here in our own backyard.
Absolutely, and not very many people know about this program. So an individual that wants to get into the program would only have to get with Michigan Works, express an interest in the program, get registered in the program, and then 30 months later, they can become a licensed mechanic. They will work with a licensed mechanic that's been doing this for years. They'll learn through an OJT or on-the-job training how to perform aircraft maintenance. They'll document all their training. We give them formal training in the classroom, and by the time they're done, they'll be a licensed mechanic. There's our work keys examinations that are given through our Michigan Works at Region 7B here in Tawas, Michigan. That's just to establish the fundamentals. Once you've gone through that phase, then we set you up for an interview, and that starts the program.
So Angel, we know that sometimes people can be a little bit intimidated by tests, but you're telling me that this is basically a very simple assessment to get started.
It's not a difficult test, and Michigan Works does have some sites on the web that will prepare somebody for these exams. Most everyone that takes these assessment examinations does extremely well. And again, it's in areas like applied technology, applied math, and documents, so it's not a very difficult examination.
Let's talk about some of the students that actually come through the program. I know that you're looking to bolster and to get more people through the program. Tell me a little bit about some of the students that have come through.
We accept students from everywhere. It doesn't matter whether or not you've been in the industry for a while, if you've had a career, let's say, in insurance, or if you worked at Dow Chemical or something like that and you no longer work there, we can retrain you in the aviation industry.
That is incredible, and these are high-paying jobs.
Yes, they are.
I know off camera we were talking about some of the starting salaries, and I know that's what people often want to know, so talk a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, it varies. It varies, and it depends on how far you progress in the industry. Though the program is designed for you to get your airframe and power plant license after completion, there are many other careers within aviation that you can gravitate to after you're done. You can become an engineer, you can become a planner, you can become a trainer. I mean, there's different things you can do once you're in aviation. Of course, the majority of the folks become aircraft mechanics. They travel the world, and those are very, very high-paying jobs.
Yeah, it sounds like such an exciting opportunity, and it's wide open for anyone, any type of background.
That's correct.
So you started in 2017. So tell me, how is the program funded? How do you continue to keep the program running?
Well, it's 100% funded by the owner of the company, Connie Kalitta. He wants to grow his own. So by training people that already live here and work here, it's an excellent opportunity for him to continue to grow his workforce.
What does a day in the life of an apprentice look like? Just an average, you got through the assessment test that we talked about, you got through that, and so now you're accepted into the program. So what does that look like?
The day in the life of an apprentice, well, that varies too. Apprentices are going to move around from location to location within our facility. So if you're working in the engine shop, a day in the life of an apprentice working in the engine shop may consist of the removal and installation of an engine or engine components. The day in the life of an apprentice that works here in the hangar might consist of removing flight controls or landing gear and working alongside those mechanics that do those kinds of things.
Wow, so that sounds like such a very challenging yet exciting experience all at the same time. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the hands-on opportunity here. And I believe we're going to get a chance to go into one of the aircraft. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. We will take a quick break, and we'll be back with more insights right after this.
Insights will return after these messages.
Welcome back to Insights. I'm joined now by Greg Bissonette. You are an apprentice here at Kalitta Air, and we want to know all about your experience. This is such a world-class facility, world-class career opportunity. So folks want to hear from you. How are you enjoying your time in the program?
It's a very good program, especially for someone like myself that didn't really think college was the right route for me. It's a good hands-on job that you can get a lot of experience from, and once you get the license, it's something you can take all over the place. And not necessarily if you want to leave, not saying you should, because it's a great great place to work, good family atmosphere. But if you need to go anywhere else throughout the country, it's a good opportunity.
Well, I'll say, and we're excited for you too. You're local?
Yes,
Born and
yes.
raised here.
Yep.
This is such an exciting opportunity. I can't say that enough. So you've been in the program about, what, 2 years now or so?
A little over a year.
Okay, a little over a year.
Yep.
Okay, so tell me, what was your first impression or experience when you passed that assessment at Michigan Works and you got into the program? So walk me through that process.
It was very nerve-wracking, that's for sure. Especially coming and working on such big airplanes like this.
And it's huge. This thing is huge.
Yeah, so it's a little nerve-wracking, but over time you get a little more comfortable with it, and the people you work with, they're great. They calm your nerves a lot, so they help you through everything and walk you through it. It's a really good program.
Okay, now tell me, what are some of the hands-on things that you're learning in the program?
Well, for me, myself, I've been strictly engines for the most part.
Is that your level of interest, your area of interest is the engine?
Well, you got to go through each department,
Okay.
So power plant, you have to go through for a year, so I've been strictly power plant, but from what I came in knowing, it's a world of opportunities. I've learned so much, it's incredible.
Now, what about a confidence booster? I mean, when you see these aircraft, so obviously you travel when you see these aircraft, and you know that one day you'll be certified to work on them. What does that do for your confidence level?
It brings it up tremendously, especially being able to tell people that you work on something like that it's astronomical.
What would be, if you had to give a commercial, if you will, what would you say to anyone that's maybe on the fence, or they're watching this and they're wondering, hey, I want to switch careers, or I want to do something, like you said, didn't necessarily think that maybe a traditional college was a path for you, but you definitely obviously wanted to do something. What would you say to them?
I would say if you're on the fence about it, go right ahead and do it, because it's something that you'll be upset you miss out on it. It's a career. It's something that you can work in your entire life. It's not just a job here or a job there. It's a full-time career. So, and to not be to have to pay anything, just take a test and buy some tools and you're good to go.
So tell me about some of the studies. You're in class, 40 hours a week? Is that right? Is that how it goes, or a little bit less or more?
Like class-wise, as in a classroom?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
It might be 40 hours a month.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's a lot of hands-on training, which is nice, because that's how I learn. I don't learn by reading something, I learn by actually doing it with my hands, so it's a good way to learn.
So this is a fantastic fit, certainly being able to do something hands-on. What do you like most about this experience?
Really just the people. You
great.
can't work with any better people than the ones that are here right now.
That's great.
It's awesome. It's a family atmosphere. They do a lot of things for their employees, so it's definitely a good company to work for.
Yeah, it seems like there's a very team atmosphere. I know earlier we were visiting some of the classrooms and they're studying together. So do you get a lot of support from your teammates or your classmates in terms of making sure you understand what's happening in that area of the class?
Yes, for sure. And not only other apprentices, you do it from A&P mechanics, you get it from A&P mechanics themselves already. So just to be able to get basically to have them have your back is huge as well. So.
Now tell me, what does, I know your day can vary, but just walk me through a typical day of what you might be doing.
Basically, it could be anything. You could be working on engines, or you could be running wires, for avionics. So it could be, it's a world of, it's just a big opportunity.
Now, so you'll be certified to work on, is it passenger aircraft or any aircraft? What will the certification cover once you're done?
Well, an A&P is, you can work on any aircraft. So all you need is your A&P license, which you get through this program. So it'll be cargo or passenger.
Now, do you have to recertify? Are there extra hours or anything like that that you have to take once you complete this program? How does that work?
No, all you have to do is take your written tests and your orals and practicals, and once you get those done, you're good to go.
Now, you're over halfway done with the program. So how are you feeling?
Still a little nervous for the end, but a little bit, yeah. Yeah, there's always nerves,
so
Yeah, there's always nerves when it comes to stuff like this, It's, and it's just the test taking. It's not the actual day-to-day job. I'm comfortable with that,
right.
But like at the end, because it's a career.
Certainly, and it's an important one too.
Yes, it's crazy to think about, but it's also very gratifying.
Well, we're excited for you, and we just thank you for taking some time out to share your incredible story. And you're almost done, so we'll be cheering you on.
Thank you, I appreciate
absolutely.
it.
So thank you again, Grant. Thanks
You're
for
welcome.
spending time with us.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to have more of Insights. We'll be back right after this from Kalitta Air in Oscoda.
Insights will return after these messages.
Welcome back to Insights, and we have now made it inside one of the training aircraft, and I'm joined now by Eric Keller here at Kalitta Air. So explain to me, Eric, this aircraft and how it's used in the apprenticeship program.
So this is one of the aircraft we use for revenue, and it's used much like all our other aircraft. The apprentices will train on the same aircraft that we use in the day-to-day operations. They work alongside the licensed mechanics to perform the maintenance that's done to get the aircraft back into an airworthy condition.
So that could be several hours a day that they're working alongside these already trained mechanics.
Absolutely. Depending on their shift throughout the day, they'll work with those licensed mechanics until the aircraft has completed its check and goes back out into the fleet.
And I know earlier in our previous segment we were talking with one of the apprentices. But tell me about the folks that actually come through the program. What is some of their backgrounds like?
We get quite a wide variety of backgrounds. Many people, of course, are interested in maintenance or have a background in maintenance, such as auto maintenance or even working on farm equipment. But we have people that just want to change career fields and are interested in doing this sort of work.
Yeah, so it's such an exciting opportunity. So tell me, how did COVID impact what you were able to do? Did you have to reduce your class size? How did you maneuver that?
We did. We had to reduce our sizes quite a bit throughout COVID, and it hurt the population of the apprentice program for a while, just because we had to work with such restrictions. But now that those have been lifted, we're able to bring in up to about 15 people every other month. All this starts with Michigan Works in Tawas, and once people meet the different criteria there, then we'll bring them in on, like I said, about every other month.
So about every other month you've got at least maybe 15 or so people coming through the program.
Correct.
Okay, all right. And so can you walk us through like the first day of something? I know it can vary for each person, but what typically would they encounter as they get through that Michigan Works program?
Once they're through Michigan Works and they come on board, we have about 4 weeks of training. Some of it is basic classes like safety and human factors, but the last 2 weeks approximately is learning some fundamental skills in maintenance, right down to righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, all the way up to some basic electronics, basic sheet metal, that sort of thing. We try to give them some basic familiarity with the tools and the types of work they'll be doing on the floor before sending them out.
People are always wondering what it's like to be an airline mechanic, an aircraft mechanic, I should say, with that certification. But they actually travel sometimes with the aircraft, right?
They can. So once they complete the program, they can do lots of different things. They can go into an engine shop or avionics shop But like you said, they can travel. They can become a flight mechanic and
Flight
travel. Yeah, travel with the aircraft. It's a big responsibility, but you get to see a lot of places.
And what do you like most about being here, being a part of this? I've heard earlier from a couple people that it's certainly a family atmosphere, very supportive of the students and the staff here. So what are your thoughts?
Absolutely. The team here, it's a very good team feeling, team atmosphere. But I gotta say, one of the biggest selling points for me is I went through a traditional A&P school, still paying back my student loans on that.
Yeah.
While these folks get to come in, they're not incurring those debts, plus they're getting paid with benefits while they're learning. Another advantage is at a school, you go through all the different areas, but you don't quite experience it the same way. So at the end of our program, you've experienced like sheet metal and composites and engine shops. Gives you a better idea of where you want to go when you're finished.
Yeah, it sounds like certainly that, especially in this industry, that hands-on experience is just invaluable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is the unique experience, and the one great thing about it is that it's in our own backyard in Oscoda here. So I'm presuming that you get a lot of local people coming, or are you getting people from all across the country, or maybe even the state at least, that are really interested in pursuing the program?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Primarily they're local, but we do get people from out of state that come here and they stick around. Once you're up here and you go through this, like I said, that family atmosphere keeps people here.
And what have you liked the most, in addition to, say, the family atmosphere and just, having a real supportive work environment?
I gotta say the part I like the most is watching them graduate and then working with the oncoming apprentices. So they'll have an apprentice that has made their license, training somebody that's following in their footsteps.
So actually being able to see them come in from when they first came in that first day or that first couple weeks to now they are actually a certified aircraft mechanic.
Right, yeah, and see that generational experience passed along.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you'd like to share with us today? It's such a fantastic opportunity for people to get to learn more about this.
Absolutely, that they should look into this. If they're interested in becoming an aircraft mechanic, this is the place to go.
All right. Well, Eric, we want to thank you for spending time with us today and telling us more about this particular aircraft and this whole opportunity here at Kalitta Air. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, that does it for this week's episode. If you have a question, comment, or story idea, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us at news@wbkb11.com. I'm Sherry Stewart. Thank you for watching and have a great week.
Insights into Northeast Michigan is produced by WBKB News. This has been a production of Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation. All rights reserved.